In this lesson, we will understand what are unions in C. With that, we will also compare them with structures and also see some examples. Let us start. So a union is a user-defined data type in C. First, we will understand what are unions. Then we will see the difference between structures and unions because they are quite similar. After that, we will create a union and see some examples. In the end, we will learn how to access union members and see some more examples. In C, a union is a user-defined data type that allows multiple members to share the same memory location. This means that a union can store different types of data, but only one type at a time. These are useful when you need to work with different data types in the same memory space, and they help save memory by overlaying different data types on the same memory block. And these are often used in situations where memory efficiency is critical, such as embedded systems, hardware interfacing, communication protocols, and others. When you need to work with different data types, but only need to store one type at a time, use unions. The size of a union is determined by the size of its largest member. We will see the examples later. Also, you can only access the value of the member last assigned. Previous values are overwritten in unions. Structures and unions are quite related to each other. Let us see the difference. As we saw in the previous lessons, structures allow you to store data of different types. Even union allows you to store data of different types, but the memory for the declared variables in a union is allocated to the largest memory. This is quite different with structures. The memory for each declared variable in a structure is allocated to each variable name, and in union, as I said, is allocated to the largest memory. The size of the structure is calculated by adding the sum of its members, but the size of a union is the size of its largest member only. Then how to access members in structures and unions? You can access individual members at a time in structures, but in union you can access only one member at a time. The keyword for a structure is struct and for a union it's union. Now let us see how to create a union. Since you already know what is a structure, you can easily relate. We used the union keyword. In structure we used the struct keyword. Type the keyword union, after that the name of the union. Here we have added the name demo. After that we have used the curly braces to add the union members. Here the union members are A, B, C and D. Just for an example, integer is A, float is B, integer is C, and the array of characters, that is string, is D. So these are the union members and the name of the union is demo. We will now see a live running example. Let us create a union and understand how many bytes of memory gets allocated. The largest member of the union would be double here. The size of the double type is 8 bytes. Therefore 8 bytes of memory gets allocated and the output would be 8 only. After that we will also modify the same example and change one of the variables to understand the concept of unions. Let us see the example on VS Code. Here is our VS Code. We added all the codes in the Amit project folder. Let us create a new file. Right click, new file, demo38.c. Okay, let us add the comments as well as the header file. Now I'll create a new union space demo. Demo is the union name. Now I'll add the union members. Just for an example, different types. Okay, float, this looks fine, all 4 different types, and I'll close this. Then use the main function and I'll just print them to understand how many bytes are allocated. I told you the largest is what union focus is. So here the largest is the double, right? Out of the 4. Int, float, double and char. So the double is the largest with 8 bytes. The size of double is 8 bytes. Okay, so just print. So the size of union is the size of the largest member. Here it is double. So I'll just print size of union %d. So we will use the size of operator. So it is used to determine the size in bytes of a data type or object. Within this, I'll mention the union name. Okay, like this, union space demo. So this will give us the size of the union, which will be the size of the largest member. Okay, that is double. Return 0. We will also change this code later. We miss the semicolon. File, save, right click, run. So here the size of union is 8. Why? Because the size of double is the highest one out of the others, like from int, float, double and char. Since it is 8, so the size of the union is always the size of its largest member. Therefore the output here is 8. Now I'll do some changes. I'll just comment this and change this to a string by adding array of characters. Let me set it to 20 and let's see what will happen. File, save, right click, run. Now the size of union is 24. Integer was having size 4, float was having size 4, double was having size 8. Now we added an array of characters. Now the largest member is the char array because it occupies 20 bytes. Okay. As I said, the size of the union will be the size of this largest member. And the compiler also adds some padding for alignment purposes. Therefore the output is 24. So 20 bytes here is for char D20 and the rest of the 4 bytes to make it 24 is padding added to make the total size a multiple of 8 bytes, aligning to double's requirement. So the total size is 24 bytes, accounting for the padding needed to align the union to an 8 byte boundary. Now let us see how to access union members in C language. We use the same member access operator, which we also worked around in structures. Now let us see an example to access union members in C. In the example, the largest member will be the char T, that is our array of characters. Therefore the output will be 24 like we saw before. In this, the rest of the variable values will get corrupt. We will also modify this in the same example by editing the code. Let us see the example. We will create a new file in VS Code. Right click, new file, demo39.c. Okay. Access union members in C. This is our comment. Add the header file. Now we will take the same union, copy, right click, paste. Okay. Now let us access the union members using the member access operator. So here I'll use union space the union name. Here we will mention the union variable, that is, let's say demo. You can add any name. Using the same we will access like demo.a. We will add some values. Demo.a is equal to 5, demo.b is equal to 15.6 because it is a float. Demo.c is our double, so I'll mention the values, let's say this. And for the string, let us use strcpy, that is copy, to copy the string in demo.d. Okay, that's it. Now we will print it. I'll just edit this. Let's say data.a. I'll add first, okay. Here directly I'll print demo.a. Right click, copy, and I'll paste. So we have 4 union members. For them I have added these C and D. Okay. Also in the end I'll print the size of the union. That's it. Okay. Now let us print and understand. Go to file, save. Now what should be the output? The largest member of the union here is char D20. Therefore the bytes of memory get allocated and size 24 will be visible for the largest D variable, the following variable. Okay, that is here, the following variable. Right click, run. Okay, we have used strcpy, therefore string.h. And also add the slash and okay, and also the format specifier. The first one was an integer, so %g. The second one was a float. Third one was double, I told you, lf. And fourth was a string, %s. And the size of union in integers, that is d, %d. Run. We ran it. Okay, here the largest memory occupied by the variable will get considered for the memory allocation. Okay, therefore first the size of union is 24. We also saw in the previous example regarding the padding extra 4. Since variable d is 20, for that 8 byte calculation it added 4 extra, that is 24. It also printed fourth correctly, that was a string, the demo text. Now the third is corrupted. Rest of them you can't understand since those got corrupted. How you can fix this? It's very easy. We can fix this by working on one variable at a time. Okay, so let us see. I'll just copy this, cut and paste here. You can also use Ctrl X to cut and Ctrl V to paste. Add for demo dot B. Do the same for others. And the fourth one. Now let us see the difference now. It will get completely fixed. Let's see. File, save. Right click, run. Now you can see we fixed it. The first one was 5. It printed it. The second was 15.6. It printed it. We can also add .2 here to get only only 2 digits after the decimal. Here we printed the long float. Okay, we can set dot 3 here. LF was for double. Then the last one was a string and it printed it. And the size we already know why it was visible. So in this way guys, we can work with the union members in C. We also fixed the issue by working on one variable at a time. So guys, we saw what is a union in C language. We also understood how to declare and define it. With that, we also accessed union members with examples. Thank you for watching the video.